of city-owned land.
Fire destroys the home of one Flagstaff family this weekend. We'll tell you all about it.
Plus, strong gusty winds across the Northland today. Our changes in store, meteorologist Lee Bourne will let us know.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm community anchor Jan Petrie.
And I'm student anchor Virginia Beamer. Thanks for joining us.
The Flagstaff City Council members, along with community advocates, are in session right now discussing property zoning issues. At tonight's work session, the future of numerous properties throughout Flagstaff remains uncertain.
City staff brings numerous proposals to the table, including a parcel next to Buffalo Park, which attracts the most attention. Standing by at City Hall, we join reporter Alexa Vagnozzi. Alexa, what's happening now?
Council work session is in progress. Rezoning issues of city-owned land are under discussion. I'll have more coming up.
The biggest controversy has developed over the North San Francisco Street parcel that borders Buffalo Park. The city of Flagstaff has developed a site plan that includes a provision to develop 38 single-family residences on 12 acres of the parcel. Originally scheduled for a cross-town roadway, the city used highway user revenue funds to buy the property and dedicate it as Buffalo Park. Local residents want the city to leave the land untouched. They claim this land already belongs to the public and oppose any development.
Currently, what's happening right now, it is a very intense discussion inside. The room is completely packed. In fact, it is packed outside. Currently, they're discussing many of the parcels. One of the most specific ones is the parcel next to Buffalo Park. The reason why this is so controversial is because of many residents want to keep this as open space, and staff possibly wants to develop this. I'm here with one of the residents who Buffalo Park. Kathy Barrett is here with me right now. Kathy, can you please tell me, why is this a controversial and important issue?
Well, the parcel next to Buffalo Park, which the citizens are referring to it as the Buffalo Park Annex, is a beautiful, pristine, open suburban. It's full of wildlife. Because it's contiguous with Buffalo Park, Suzanne Motzinger, who spoke earlier in the meeting, pointed out that you could start on that piece of property and walk all the way to the Grand Canyon without crossing pavement. So it's part of a big, huge, beautiful, pristine open space, and the people of Flagstaff, obviously, given the turnout, want to keep it preserved and away from development.
I've heard that if we do not use it, other than for the road that it was originally purchased for, that we're going to have to reimburse all this money and rezone it. What are the money complications with all this?
There's a lot of money complications with this particular piece of property. Her funds, so that's for highway funds, the property was originally purchased with those state monies because at the time in 1980s there was consideration of putting a parkway through that property. The citizens of Flagstaff at that time resoundingly defeated that proposal, and at that time is when Buffalo Park proper was designated as open space and preserved and deed restricted as such. So if the city were to sell property to be, for example, developed as residences, those monies would have to be reimbursed by the state. There's also huge neighborhood south of that. There's part of the parcel is in fact in a flood zone. There's access issues to get to the property that run through flood zones, 100-year flood zones, and then of course traffic, repaving of fur, and so forth. So when I look at the numbers, and there aren't a lot of numbers out there, but when I make assessments, I think the city's going to lose money. So that makes me question, why are we selling the property?
Well, thank you so much for your input, Kathy. Back to you guys.
And thank you, Alexa. Former CD-1 Congressman Rick Renzi is sentenced to 3 years in prison today, receiving guilty verdicts to 17 felonies. Under the law, he could have faced up to 20 years. Renzi was convicted in June by a federal jury in Tucson after a thorough investigation by the FBI and IRS. The former representative and NAU alum was found guilty to a list of charges, including extortion, bribery, insurance fraud, money laundering, as well as racketeering. The co-defendant in the case, James Sandelin, has been sentenced to serve a year and a half on similar charges.
And Yavapai County has had its largest marijuana seizure in history last week. Peng Law and Bing Wang from California were transporting well over 1 ton of marijuana, valued at more than $8 million. Early Thursday morning, K-9 deputies stopped a tractor trailer on East I-40 near Ash Fork because the vehicle was swerving and had a violation regarding its splash guards. Both men appeared to be very nervous and had conflicting stories when talking to the deputies. Authorities also found numerous discrepancies with their driving certifications. A working K-9 discovered the drugs, boxes full of high-grade marijuana. Law and Wang were arrested and currently are in custody.
Summit Fire Department can make it on location in only 3 minutes.
Which is exactly what they do when they respond to emergencies. Reporter Chelsea Mailing went on scene to view the aftermath of one tragic event.
Early Saturday afternoon, a Flagstaff family home was engulfed by flames. Fire station number 33 responded. What started off as a quiet Saturday quickly changed when a Flagstaff family's porch caught on fire.
First arriving units found the house to be fully involved. So it was a defensive operation right off the bat. There was the entire front side of the house, the porch, the wall, up into the attic. We had fire coming out of the gable vents, so it had already got into the attic prior to us ever getting there. So it spread very rapidly, especially for that time of day.
Summit Fire Station number 33 was first on scene and was quick to get to work.
The first in crew did a really good job of keeping it from spreading to that detached garage. And then the second arriving crew started attacking the fire, and things went pretty smooth under the circumstances. Nobody was hurt, and so that was about it. Preliminary, it appears that there was a barbecue on the porch that had been in use. That may have played a role in the fire.
Thankfully, the family was able to assess the situation and get everyone out safely and unharmed. For NAZ Today, with Tyler Whitman, I'm Chelsea Mailing.
The cause of the fire has not been confirmed and remains under investigation.
When I first jumped into the water, it was like electricity because it was freezing.
Coming up, one very diverse and talented student makes a difference for children in more than one way.
And the business outlook is looking up in Flagstaff. Find out what's new after the break.
I'm meteorologist Lee Bourne. Super windy across northern and central Arizona today. After a couple weeks of very mild and pleasant weather, another fall storm system is on its way. Coming up in weather, we're going to talk about all the details of the forthcoming storm.
To Northern Arizona University, keep learning without leaving your community.
Living in the country is a lifestyle choice. My bachelor's degree allows me to afford this dream by writing grants from home.
With a bachelor's degree, I'm able to work in a field that puts me and my kids on the same schedule.
Getting my bachelor's degree allows me to use my experience, add new skills, and adapt to a changing world.
Connect to Northern Arizona University. Visit connecttonau.com.
Hi, I bought Pepsi Next.
What's Pepsi Next?
It's the latest cola from Pepsi. It's got real cola taste, but 60% less sugar.
Real cola taste, 60% less sugar.
Yeah, I know.
It's unbelievable.
But this is the most impressive thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Oh, definitely. Let me get the camera. I've never had anything like it. My parents are gonna.
Yeah, they're gonna be so proud.
Pepsi Next. Drink it to believe it.
I've tried all kinds of TV services. The phone company wasn't cutting it, so I cut down. Spotty satellite? Nah, that dish wasn't appetizing. But the all-new Suddenlink? It comes with free HD and a picture so sharp it makes real life look lame. Now I have up to 300 channel choices, earloads of digital music, 10,000 on-demand titles, and new TiVo Stream that turns my tablet into a TV and lets my DVR take road trips. I've seen the future of TV, and the future is easy.
Flagstaff's economy will be seeing a boost soon as retail and commercial developments are making their way to the city. Many businesses are recognizing the opportunities for the growing community.
Well, Flagstaff, you know, coming out of the downturn has really become a regional shopping hub. The big retailers over the last 3 or 4 years have been evaluating where the next opportunities are, and Flagstaff has risen up into their radar.
Not only is Flagstaff turning into a hotspot for robust high-tech businesses, but the demand for shopping and recreation has also increased. Red development at Aspen Place, Evergreen development at 4th Street, and major retail and commercial project for Little America are just some of the developments taking place in Flagstaff.
The state of Arizona supplied funds to keep the Grand Canyon open during the recent government shutdown. Almost $200,000 was not needed when the federal budget was approved. Those funds have been returned by the National Park Service and dispersed to the State Tourism Office and the town of Tusayan. The governor's office is requesting support from the state's congressional representatives in hopes of reimbursement for the remaining $465,000 spent. And tonight, we bring you an inside look at a young blind swimmer who hopes to be an inspiration to children. Reporter Sierra Ferguson met with NAU freshman Katie Cuppy after she ventured into open waters.
Back in September, 19-year-old Katie Cuppy was gearing up for a swim from Alcatraz to San Francisco Bay. The amazing thing about her plan? Katie is legally blind.
I can pretty much just see shapes and colors, and then outside, in the sunlight, I can't see anything.
Katie completed her mile-and-a-half swim through frigid waters with the help of 2 sighted guides. She was the only girl in her team and one of the very first legally blind swimmers to brave those challenging California currents.
Everyone was cheering my name, and they were, saying like, "Good job, you made it." And I was exhausted, like physically, but it was, at the same time, I had so much energy and like adrenaline because it was like the coolest feeling ever.
In everything she does, Katie hopes to inspire others. When she's not breaking records in the water, she expresses herself in unexpected ways, all with the aim of showing people with visual impairments that blindness does not have to be a limitation.
I think that having because they'd be like, "What do you see me like?" And I would draw it how I saw them, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, that's so cool." I really like integrating textures into my art because of the lack of eyesight, and it makes it kind of accessible to everybody. This is called a Perkins Brailler, and it's just basically a Braille typewriter. So you use these 6 keys to type any combination of a Braille character. I'm going to add texture to the drawing that I drew of Sierra, and I'm just going to Braille her name like all over it so that and so I want to teach children who are visually impaired that it shouldn't stop anybody from achieving their goals. And I think sometimes, because I am really involved in the Foundation for Blind Children, sometimes kids will come to me and be like kind of doubtful about what they can do, or just, be kind of negative towards their visual impairment and even resentful. And I just try to encourage them because it's something that they should be really proud of and try to, really embrace, because it's not a negative thing, and I think that it's definitely been a really positive thing in my life.
For NAZ Today with videographer Gavin Dunham, I'm Sierra Ferguson.
Katie hopes to continue inspiring young people by becoming a teacher for the visually impaired once she graduates.
Winds blowing and clouds moving in can only mean one thing. Meteorologist Lee Bourne will have your weather forecast coming up.
Plus, sports reporter Tressa Tudrick gets down and dirty with details from last night's game. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Lee from the Ski House in Flagstaff, Arizona, and I'd like to show you a little bit of our ski store. We've got the newest products for 2013 from Line, Armada, Rossignol, Scott, Marker, Full Tilt, and many others. If you see something on our wall and you want to try it, take part of our demo program. We have hundreds of demo skis you can try before you buy for as low as $45 a day. So come on up to Flagstaff when you're going out to the Arizona Snow Bowl, and you can be as stylish as our model Holly. She's got some of the latest helmets from Burn, Spy, Nomis, and pants from Sessions. Not just stylish, but also technical. Ski Haas, we got you covered, any budget.
For over 20 years and with more than 65,000 success stories, Coconino Community College is vital to your future.
My name is Josie Escoto. Unlike most college students, I enrolled in CCC's Allied Health Program at the age of 45. And today, I work in the healthcare industry. When I become a registered nurse, I'll be giving back by helping those in need. And that's why I support Coconino Community College.
With your support, Coconino Community College will remain efficient, effective, and excellent.
Tonight's NAZ Today weather is brought to you in part by Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac in Flagstaff.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Aww. You should pick that up.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
For you.
They want to help, but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
All right, after 2 weeks of strong high pressure, the weather pattern is changing. We'll just start it off here in the Pacific, and you still see this huge area of high pressure, but this area of low pressure has managed to make its way over the top, and you see it spinning here in the Intermountain West with the cold front draped right across northwestern Arizona. Therefore, a windy day out there today. Also cooler temperatures. Yesterday, temperatures started to nudge down a little bit. Today, a little bit more. High temperature today in Flagstaff, 54 degrees, while for the last couple of weeks we were hanging out with high temperatures in the mid-60s, but that's definitely changing. Very mild overnight, 43 degrees. That was with the wind blowing all night long. High temperatures across the state today. Everybody seeing highs come down a good 5 to 8 degrees from yesterday. It was 68 in Sedona, 69 in Winslow, 71 up in Page, and 56 at the Grand Canyon. Very windy out there today. It's cold front draped right across northwestern Arizona, so the wind's just howling out of the southwest. And take a look at some of these peak wind gusts across the region. Show Low, 59 miles per hour today. Winslow, 46 miles per hour. Doney Park, 49 miles per hour. Here in Flagstaff, we had a wind gust 48 miles per hour. Sustained today all day long, right around 25 to 35. Still blowing out there as we speak. Okay, we zoom it in a little bit. Here we are in Arizona. Here's the cold front. You see it right across the northwestern portion of the state, the green portion that's showing up. That's some rain showers. Here's the main low. No mistaking where that thing's all spinning up. The main low pressure center stays well to our north. The cold front, on the other hand, it does sweep through the state overnight tonight and through the day tomorrow. It's not going to get into a lot of moisture, but there's just enough, and it's just strong and cold enough that we will have rain and snow showers overnight tonight and once again through the day on Tuesday, mainly from Flagstaff to the north. Maybe a little bit of activity down in Yavapai County. So it's this huge jet trough, I should say, of high pressure. The chilly air all to the north of it. We're in it. Temperature's going to come down a lot tomorrow. Still a little bit on the windy side out there tomorrow. Isolated rain and snow showers. And I think showers get going around Flagstaff here in the next few hours. It'll start off as very light rain showers. Currently outside right now, it's 47, partly cloudy, winds gusting to 33 miles per hour. After midnight, we may see a little bit of snow showers. I'm not expecting any snow accumulation. This will be very light and isolated activity. Will continue to be windy throughout the night tonight. And as I mentioned, rain before, maybe a few sprinkles of rain before midnight, a little snow flurries after midnight, possibly a few snow or rain showers tomorrow. Much cooler. 45 degrees, continued windy. We're right around the snow level here in Flagstaff. Snow level is going to hover right around 7,000 feet for us across northern and central Arizona. Maybe a little bit of accumulation, an inch or so above 7,500 feet in elevation. 60 degrees tomorrow in Sedona, much cooler. Prescott 55, Payson 56, Winslow 61 degrees. Okay, here's the extended forecast for us. Tomorrow, the storm's still with us. Wednesday, still on the cool side. High pressure does start to build in by Halloween. A little bit more mild out there. It's all sunshine, though, from Thursday into the weekend, and high pressure continues to build for you down in Sedona. Extended forecast has a little bit of rain showers in there for you tomorrow, possibly a sprinkle or two. Wednesday, 61, Halloween day, 66, and trick-or-treating weather down there should just be fabulous.
After such an incredibly lovely weekend, it has been, what a transition into this.
Up and down.
It is crazy, but I got to bet a lot of parents are happy to see that Halloween night forecast.
Yeah, and I'm sure you remember many kind of snowy Halloweens.
Of course.
Yeah.
If you've lived in Flagstaff long enough, they happen.
Yeah.
And you know, it was such a nice weekend and a lot of things happened in sports. Tressa, what do you have?
Yes, but unfortunately, a lot of the teams, especially the NEU ones, were out of town, but I'll have all the updates for you when we come back.
Hi, I'm Terry Markson. As seasons change, so does the inventory at Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac. We've got Northern Arizona's biggest selection of always changing certified pre-owned vehicles. All receive a thorough 172-point vehicle inspection, a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty, and 2 years of free maintenance, including all oil changes. You can count on our certified pre-owns just as you can count on our relaxed, no-pressure environment. Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac, real hometown value.
Out on the football field, the Lumberjacks traveled to Cal Poly and the game was tied at 10 heading into the half, but no score in the third made for a thrilling final quarter. Just seconds in, the Mustangs made a field goal to take the lead 13-10, but sophomore Marcus Alford did it for the Jacks and completed a 96-yard kickoff return to put NEU ahead 17-13, and that would be your final score. Austin Haskett finished with a career-high 12 tackles against the #1 rushing offense. The Lumberjacks are home this Saturday, hosting North Dakota. Kickoffs at 4:05. Well, on the high school level, the Flagstaff Eagles beat the Kingman Bulldogs on the road 27-7. The Eagles are 5-4 this season. And the Coconino Panthers fell short to the Mingus Marauders at home 49-7. But the big game of the year is here this Friday. The Eagles host the Coconino Panthers at the Skydome. Kickoffs at 7:30. Over on the soccer field, the NEU soccer team is heading to the Big Sky playoffs after a win on the road against Montana, 2-1. All 3 goals were scored in the second half, but sophomore Nicole Sherwin tied the game at 1 apiece. Sophomore Sierra Gamble secured the win 2-1 with the goal just 10 minutes later. On Sunday, the Jacks finished the regular season play, shutting out Eastern Washington 2-0. NEU's pressure was just too much for Eastern Washington to handle, causing the Eagles to fumble in their defense and allow an own goal. And goal number 2 was made by senior Jordan Stanger 2 minutes later off the left side of the net. In 2 weeks, NEU travels to Portland State for playoffs. Well, after sweeping Weber State on Thursday, the Lady Jacks volleyball team rallied back and played 5 sets against Idaho State. Down 2 sets, the Jacks came back to take the last 3, and statistically, NEU hit a .345 average, their second highest percentage all season, and led the Bengals in blocks 11-7. The Lumberjacks host Sacramento State on Saturday at 7:30 in the Roll Activity Center. Well, keeping things on the courts, the Flagstaff Eagles volleyball team swept Fountain Hills at home in 3 sets. And the Coconino Panthers were swept in 3 sets on the road against the Snowflake Lobos. Back on the football field, the Arizona Cardinals hosted the Atlanta Falcons. Let's head into Sunday's game yesterday to see the Falcons and the Cardinals take off what was happening. Second quarter, 1st and 10, Arizona. Palmer to Andre Ellington, and he runs up the middle, and he's going to go outside, and he's gone. I'm talking he's going all the way 80 yards for the touchdown. Cardinals up 14-6. Yeah, look at that. That's just crazy run for him. 2nd and 8, and Palmer throws right up the middle, and he sees Michael Floyd there for the 15-yard touchdown. Arizona up 21-6 at the half. 4th quarter, 3rd and 9, Atlanta. And Matt Ryan is looking, and he goes deep to not Atlanta, but to the Honey Badger, and that's Ryan's third pick of the night. He'll have totaled 4, and the Cardinals take this game 24-6. Well, grab your peanuts and Cracker Jacks because the World Series is in full effect. Let's head into last night's game, Game 4, St. Louis hosting Boston. Top of the 6th, 2-2 count, 2 men on, and Johnny Gomes drives that into left, and it's back at the wall, and it's out of here. Gomes just smacked a 3-run home run, and the Red Sox take the lead 4-1. Boston's going crazy in the stands. I mean, look at the hype right now. I mean, it has to be the luck of that gnarly playoff beard, I tell you. Bottom of the 9th. Oh, I guess that's it, but I guess we'll talk about today's game. Right now it's tied 1-1, bottom of the 4th, so hope you're following along with the World Series.
Well, I got to tell you, Tressa, your excitement is so contagious. You make me want to watch the Cardinals, which I have to admit, I've never really done that. Anyway, we do have more coming up for you. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Modern Grove Neighborhood Eatery and Market defines the heartbeat of our local community by bringing together the food and families that call it home. Modern Grove, located on South Milton Road, open daily from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Come enjoy the aroma and taste of our homemade bread, pizzas, and much more. Sit outside on our patio for a relaxing afternoon beverage.
Live with a human for a while and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she's actually not a morning person. I know she does strange tricks for no treats. I know that water makes her howl like crazy. I even know how the floor stays so clean. She's quick. But the one thing I will never for the life of me know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Aww. You should pick that up.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
All right, welcome back. A little storm system moving in the state tonight. Continued windy conditions, a little bit of rain and snow overnight. We're not expecting much, possibly a little rain and snow showers tomorrow. Much chillier here in Flag 45. Partly cloudy, cool Wednesday. Much more sunshine as high pressure builds in Thursday into the coming weekend with the big warming trend. By the weekend, Sedona 60 out there on Tuesday. Maybe some light rain showers. Rain right around 60 through midweek and start to jump up. We're back into the 70s by the weekend.
And no, that's not the set.
And Halloween is not just for kids. The owners of these dogs are going all out to just put on the dog for the spookiest day of the year. Reporter Rachel Colvin caught them all in their splendor at a Halloween parade over the weekend. What imaginative creations. Check these out. Did you see that hot dog stand? Here's a ballerina. There's a pup lobster bake and the doggy phoenix. And look at this, of course, I want to be a crustacean. One does wonder what the dogs think about the hoopla.
All right, and no, that's not the set of The Walking Dead you're looking at. That's the 3rd annual Bangor Zombie Walk in Bangor, Maine. Participants dress up in their most creative costumes and strolled around downtown. A flash mob group also took part. This year's Zombie Walk raised money for 2 charities, the Sarcoma Alliance and the NF Northeast.
And there we say happy Halloween and good night.